Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, February 6th, and today this is your Browns free agency target for Monday. Before we get started, I appreciate everyone that's really enjoying this series. We've gotten a lot of support over it. If you guys would take a second, drop a like on the video, helps the channel algorithm grow. And if you would also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Network 216 on YouTube, we will have a button for you to do that at the end of the show. But also, you can just go to the profile, Network 216 on YouTube, click subscribe for free. We really appreciate everyone that supports the channel and helps Network 216 grow. So thank you guys so much for that. Today's Browns free agent target is a guy that came into the league, had so much potential as a third round pick in 2018 coming from LSU, and that is Arden, defensive end from Jacksonville. Now, I know he doesn't have a lot of the numbers on what everyone is looking for, opposite of Myles Garrett. But keep in mind with Arden, he was in a rotational role in Jacksonville. They have Trayvon Walker, they have Josh Allen. Arden was that other guy they'd like to bring in, especially on third downs. And Arden this year had 16 solo tackles and a four and a half sacks this year. Now, again, that's in a limited role. He's 6'5", 240 pounds. Been an Arden fan. I think this is a guy that could be a really good rotational piece moving forward for the Browns. And why not give him a shot? I mean, the contract is reasonable. Pro Football Focus has it as a 2-year contract that could be probably about 18.25 million. Maybe the Browns could make it longer. Maybe they make it a 1-year deal, but include more money on it. And then you're only paying him 19.1 million for the year, and that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I would take that on a 2-year contract for Arden. A lot of potential there. He still is only 26 years old. That's exactly the timeline you want. So if I was the Browns, I would explore this deal. Pro Football Focus also had him at an 81.3 overall grade this year, 74.2 against the rush, 73.5 against the pass. I think that's exactly what the Browns need at the defensive end position. Now, he might be a little bit more expensive than maybe what the team might be willing to go, given that they have so many needs at defensive tackle that has to be addressed. But I think Arden is a guy to keep an eye on. I don't think he's a guy who's going to sign on the first day of free agency unless a ridiculous offer is made. So I'd keep an eye on him. I think he's a guy that could be a very valuable piece, especially, like I said, either rotational or opposite Myles Garrett as an edge too. I do think they're going to bring in not just one defensive end, but possibly two, to bring in on a cheap deal. You'll still have Alex Wright. I don't know about Isaiah Thomas moving forward. We don't know about Chase Winovich moving forward. So, and Jadeveon Clowney will not be back with the Browns. So Arden just makes a lot of sense for what they're looking for. Young guy, athletic. He can also play up as a stand-up edge. That's what he did in Jacksonville. This is a guy Jim Schwartz can move all around his defense. Also young. I talk about that a lot because I feel like the Browns really want that young guy opposite Myles Garrett. They had Clowney there kind of as a stopgap, and then that's why they drafted Alex Wright. Alex Wright's supposed to be that young guy that's going to grow next to Myles, and I don't think Alex Wright's there yet. That's why if you put Arden on a 2-year deal, let Alex Wright grow because again, Alex Wright's coming from UAB. He has a lot of physical tools that you like at the position. It takes time to grow into that. It does. And that's not anything against Andrew Berry's drafting. It's just how some prospects are. Doesn't mean they're a bust. You just have to give them time. And Arden would give Alex Wright time to do that. I also think if the Browns are looking at D end, they could look at someone who's a little bit more of a veteran, not as young as Arden but Arden has been in the league since 2018. So again, I like this. I like this deal for the Browns. If it comes to fruition, he is a guy that I have single-handedly talked about as a target for the Browns. And you can follow me at T_Johnson_TJ on Twitter. I've listed a few guys on there. Jesse Bates, we already covered on the channel. Next week's target's going to be a lot of fun too. I'm not going to give that away. Maybe I'll give some clues on Twitter, but appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. The Scarlet and Gray podcast is back for Ohio State football content tonight at 7:00 on the YouTube channel. And then we have all Browns content on Tuesday. So thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll talk to you next week, and go Browns.